Watching MG Vlogs. And so far, we have discussed on many topics that were asked by many of our viewers and subscribers. So far, we have come to another topic, and we are going to discuss one more topic, that is usage of mobile phone as well as restrictions of mobile phone. So I would be arranging this discussion in a way that I would be answering the questions which were asked in the previous sessions, or somehow people have interacted and approached us and they asked us several questions, so I would be answering those questions. And so in that case, we are going to have a discussion in that. So let me just share it with my friends and family members so that they may also come and interact with us. A moment, so that we are set back. So, welcome back to another live streaming. I am Melvin George, and you're watching MG Vlogs. I'm hopeful that I am audible enough to you all that you can listen to me very clearly. And in the beginning, I would like to have a question from all of you, that which cell phone are you using right now? Don't feel any hesitation. Just type the name of cell phone, mobile phone, or model number, or the name of the mobile, anything you want to write in the comment section. Do comment it right now. And we are going to discuss about usage of cell phone as well as restrictions about cell phone. So far, we have arranged this discussion in a questions and answering manner. So there are several questions and which are enlisted in front of me, and I'm going to repeat that question and I'm going to answer it back in the sense of a two-way communication, but it would be just I would be just speaking with all of you. And so far we have discussed on many topics. So same as that, we are going to discuss another topic, that is usage of mobile phone as well as restriction of mobile phone. So let's just start. Okay, so I would be talking about an occasion when I could not use my mobile phone. So I would be saying about few questions like when it happened and where it happened and why I couldn't use my mobile phone, and who made it or who made me feel that why I shouldn't be using it. So I would be speaking about that topic. I'm sure that you all still remember few years back there was COVID on peak. Right now it is very slightly on the decreased side, but still it is there. But many years back, I mean around 4 to 5 years back, COVID was on peak level. And as you guys know that I am a nurse. If you people don't know that, so I would like to tell you that I am a professional nurse, and a time was there when I was performing my duties in the COVID times. And a situation was there that we were so much aware and we were so much alert about how to get prevented from carrying out such germs which can cause COVID-19, which was also called coronavirus. And I'm sure that you must had also performed such duties or responsibilities. I'm talking about such people who are related to medical professions, like any sort of healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, or maybe some paramedical staff as well. So I'm sure that you all must had faced such situations that you were restricted to use your mobile phone, and that situation was something like do and die. At that moment we were so much alert about how to prevent ourselves from cross infection. I mean, how to prevent ourselves from carrying out the infection or transferring the infection. So the major prevention that we faced or that we practiced was just taking care of your goods or just staying away from your goods. That's what coronavirus had instructed us, or that what coronavirus situation or that scenario had instructed us to stay away not only from people but all the important things that are being used, that were being used in our daily life. And one of those things was a mobile phone. That you guys agree, you guys would be agree with me that mobile phone, many years since many years mobile phone is an essential part of our life, and it has become something which is in use of us for every single hour or minute or second. Everything is operated in nowadays very frequently with the help of a mobile phone. I mean, if you talk about your personal belonging like your movies, your pictures, your memories, your notes, and other sort of data that is captured or that is stored in the mobile phone. And if you are feeling bored enough, so you are using mobile phone. If you want to study, you are using mobile phone. So in that era people were doing the same. But when COVID came, it was a general instruction to all the people that we have to get prevented, or we have to do such measures which can prevent us as well as other people who are in surrounding of us. So we have to prevent them from coronavirus. And that was a situation that made us so much courageous that yes, we can somehow prevent the infection by doing such a single thing, that is staying away from our devices or staying away from such gadgets that were in use of us. Apart from that, if we talk about other gadgets or other usage thing, I'm just giving you an example of a pen which was very much used by us. So we had to put our pen outside of the department into our bags. And when we have to go inside, when we had to go inside the coronavirus area, so we were using specifically a pen which was used just inside that part, singular part. But somehow there were some areas where we could use our own belongings like cell phone and like our pen. So but for that there were some circumstances, some procedures had to be done. We had to spray our mobile phones, or we had to somehow we had to kill the germs which were located on the mobile phone, which were present on the mobile phone, just for our mental satisfaction and for the sake of prevention from the disease. So we somehow, many people, they tried to wipe out with the alcohol swab or alcohol wipes. But what I and many of people who surround, many of my colleagues, they did like, there was an alcohol spray, and we were using that alcohol spray to kill those germs which we thought that they were present on our mobile phone or other gadgets that we were using. For example, a wristwatch. So that was the moment that we were restricted to use our mobile phone, and it was strictly not allowed to use it inside. I mean, either that is sanitized, but still that can be a source of cross infection. So just to get rid of that risk, we were instructed not to use that. I mean, if someone has prohibited you to do such things or do not do such things, you should be following the same just for the sake of prevention of the cross infection. And that is what we had to do in the previous days when coronavirus was on peak. Now, let me tell you how was our feeling. We were so much depressed and we were so much frustrated. I mean, everyone wanted to use mobile phone in every single aspect of that duty. Maybe they wanted to communicate with their managers or with their colleagues or their family members. They just, because at that time it was a crucial condition that everyone wanted to know how their families are being were being living. So somehow they were trying to contact their family members. So that moment was something that suppressed our mental ability as well. We were so much sad that we were unable to contact our family members, and we could not. We were unable to communicate with our family member, and we were unaware. Many times we were unaware of their health conditions as well. That moment was something that I cannot tell you in more words. Just a grief and a sad and a sorrow moment. And let me just answer more questions which are in front of me. There is a question that is using a mobile phone always appropriate? No, I don't think so, because as I have given you an example that every time mobile phone cannot be used. For example, one more example, if we include, that is while sleeping. You cannot use mobile phone while sleeping. If you are doing so, that means you are interrupting your sleep and you are disturbing yourself as well. So every time it is not appropriate to use the mobile phone, that is something very much inappropriate. And another question is, where is your country people can where in your country people cannot use a mobile phone? Let me tell you, as I belong from Pakistan, which is an South Asian country. There is a mixture of some Eastern cultures. So one of the culture that we are following is related to our religion, and all those customs and norms are related to our religion. And I know many people who are following several religions in our region, that is South Asian countries. And specifically, if I talk about Pakistan, whenever we supposed to go to churches, we are restricted to use mobile phone. That is somehow for good reason. I mean, people should not be using social media or should not be misusing mobile phone when they are in the religious premises or the church premises. And I'm sure that many of my Muslim friends would be agreeing with me, that I'm sure that they are not also using their mobile phones while they are in the mosque premises, or my Hindu friends when they are supposed to be in uh, temples temple's premises. So that is something which is a restricted area, which is commonly found in my country, where you are prohibited to use your mobile phone. Now let's just talk about another question, that is, okay, do you think as a society we should have clear rules when a phone can't be used? What I believe is simply and truly meant to be, there should be an instruction wherever we go, wherever the mobile phone usage is prohibited. There should be some instruction board or any sort of instructive demonstration should be done in the beginning, so that people should get aware of the sacred and the importance of such place, that wherever we are right now, we should not be using the cell phone. And in that case, I think instruction part is the best way to illustrate it to people, that please do not use your cell phone. And I'm sure many people are being practicing the same thing. Many organizations and many organizing groups are being practicing the same thing in their institutions. Like if we go to some offices, there is a big sign of mobile restriction, that mobile phone is not allowed over here. And if you go to petrol pumps, like fuel stations, there is also a signboard which is showing a mobile phone, and a cross line is there. That means mobile phone usage is strictly prohibited in this area. And you are, if you break the rule, so you will have to face the consequences as well. And one of those consequences is that there can be a fire, there can be a fire disaster as well. And let's just talk about another question. Nowadays many children have mobile phones. Okay guys, so thank you so much everybody for watching it live. If we, before moving to another question, I would like to request you to type the mobile phone's name which you are using right now. Don't feel hesitation or shame or shy, whatever you are using right now. Well, I've got one LG, I've got one Samsung mobile in my hand right now, which I use many time in my daily routine. And the iPhone which I am using right now in front of me, that I'm using for my live streaming, which is a very essential part of my daily life routine. Well, you can also type the name of the mobile phone which you are using right now. And don't forget to subscribe our channel. If you haven't subscribed it, do subscribe it, so that you may also become a part of this amazing YouTube family. And do share this stream with your loved ones, so that they may also come in contact with this streaming and may interact with us throughout our journey. I am a very little YouTuber and just try to make vlogs and try to share my experience of daily life, as well as some occasional vlogs. And I capture every moment with the eye of my mobile camera, as well as I've got few more expensive and fantastic gadgets that I'm supposed to use for my daily life vlogging, as well as my occasional vlogging. And I'm trying on daily basis, that I'm improving day by day. And thank God, with the help of God, with the support of God, and the people, the lovely people who are watching me and supporting and support me every time, with their support I have grown enough that we are developing day by day, and we are improving day by day. And I can assume and I can predict that that time is not much far when my channel would get monetized as well. One day inshallah it will get monetized as well. Still I am very far from that criteria, but hopefully one day I will achieve that as well, with the help of God as well as with your support. Do subscribe it, so that you may also become a part of this live streaming and this amazing YouTube channel, that is MG Vlogs. And do share it with your loved ones. So let's move on to another question. Nowadays many children have mobile phones. Do you think it is a good idea? Well, I believe it depends on the usage as well as age of the child, or age of such person who is using a mobile phone. If a person you have assumed has already done some wrong behavior in his childhood, I think he or she should not be given a mobile phone in that particular age. But if a person or a child is very much interested or interacted in his studies and he requires a mobile phone to enhance his ability of capabilities of studies, so that child should be given a mobile phone. I believe it depends on the usage, in short. Because if someone is using it for social media in childhood, he would not be enhancing his capabilities of gaining more knowledge and experience. So I think children who are misusing, they should be restricted from using the mobile phone. On the other hand, if that child is very much enthusiastic about his studies, so he should be given a mobile phone. And I've seen many children improving their scores, their grades, while studying on mobile phone as well. Now let's move on with another question, that is, at what age should children be given phones and why? That's what already I have talked, but I would elaborate more about this. If we talk about specific ages, so I think if you it's better if you give it to someone who has crossed 18 years. That means someone who is more than adolescents. Teenagers should not use mobile phone, but on the other hand, as security and safety is concerned nowadays, mobile phone is a resource that can keep your children in your contact, and that can keep you in your children's contact. Somehow you can monitor their activities, somehow you can give more knowledge and opportunities to them through their mobile phones, and somehow you can be a helpful hand for your children with the use of a mobile phone. For that reason, I believe that children should not be given mobile phone at very early age. They should be given mobile phone in the extreme teenage or after crossing 18 years of age. That's what my opinion. Maybe people, some of you would not agree with this. Guys, thank you so much for watching it live. People who are watching it live, I would request you to type the name of a mobile phone which you are using right now. Don't feel shame. Just try to interact in this live streaming. Okay, let's move on with another question. That is, at what age should children be given phones and why? Okay, that's already we have discussed. Let's move to another one. Many parents use phones to keep their kids busy. Is this a good idea? Well, friendly speaking and responsibly speaking, I think it is not a good idea. And according to my perception, I think Joy Nawab, that's my dad. Hello, dad. How are you? He is saying, GG, good, good, nice. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for interacting. May God bless you. Thank you so much. Keep supporting and do share it with your friends and family members so that they may also become a part of this amazing live streaming. And if you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe so that you may also become a part of this amazing YouTube channel, that is MG Vlogs. So question was, many parents use phones to keep their kids busy. Is this a good idea? Well, friendly speaking, I believe it is not a good idea, because you are just trying to put some bad habits. You are just trying to keep them in their bad habits. I mean, that is the time when children are in the developing stage or children are in the learning stage. If you are giving such bad habits to them, so they will keep following the bad habits throughout their ages. So I believe they should not spoil their time in using social media and mobile phone for a longer period of time. Let them let them be interacted with indoor games as well as outdoor games. If you really want to keep them busy, don't give them mobile phones. You are just spoiling their future. Just for that particular time, you are spoiling their coming time, which can be a disaster for them, and that can harm their mental capabilities of growing and developing in the future. So I would suggest do not ever try to do that, because it will harm them physically, mentally, as well as it will harm their wealth as well. See, if they would be concentrating on the use of mobile phone just to keep them busy, in the future they would be practicing same, and there will be totally waste of time, money, health, and mental capabilities. So in short, in general, what we have discussed about usage and restriction of mobile phone, let me summarize with all this. We discussed about the COVID time, the coronavirus time, when we were restricted to use mobile phones and we were unable to communicate with our family members, which was so much sad, and which was so much, mind threatening, as well as we felt in grief. And that was the moment that everyone was thinking maybe they will live or die. Somehow we had to spray alcohol spray on our mobile phones just to keep them sanitized and away from cross infection. But still we were instructed not to use our cell phones inside the patient's area, and we were following such instructions very carefully. That is why, thank God, I never got coronavirus, and many of my friends who were following these techniques and instructions, they did not they did not carry the coronavirus or any sort of other respiratory germ which can cause any harmful disease to their body. So we so far discussed about that movement as well, and we discussed about a movement, about all the instruction that what institutions should do to keep their workers or keep their people away or restricted from the usage of cell phone. I gave you an example of churches. Whenever we go to churches, there is a big instruction that you are prohibited to use a mobile phone. It will waste your time, as well as it will divert your concentration as well as your focus on what you have come to do. Specifically, I'm talking about the prayer and all the rites of the prayers. So that will get diverted. And I gave you an example of petrol pumps. There is a very good notification or a signboard is there when you can see a mobile phone, and there is a cross line on a mobile phone that you are prohibited to use mobile phone at such particular gas station or petrol station, just to stay safe from the risk of fire disaster. So that is something very, very good that every institution can use, and many of them are being using. But if someone is not following such techniques and such instructions, so they should also use such techniques that can demonstrate to their people, do not use mobile phone in the prohibited area, just for the sake of safety and security. So far we have discussed about how to keep children away from the usage of mobile phone, and what are the specific ages when you should allow your children to use mobile phone? Well, I told you that it depends on the usage of mobile phone, or on the usage of such particular person or that child, that how is his behavior toward life and his daily routine. If someone is totally wasting his time in using different gadgets, he should not be given a mobile phone. He would misuse mobile phone as well. If someone is so much humble to get or to gain more knowledge through his studies, and he needs mobile phone for his studies, that child should be given a mobile phone. And one more thing that we discussed about the safety and security of the children, that should we give mobile phone to the children? Well, as today, as the situation nowadays, safety security is very much on risk, specifically for children. So people supposed to give mobile phone to their children just to keep in contact and just to monitor the availability of their children and the presence of their children wherever they are going. That is another that is something which I think should be considered as a priority. But there should be specific sort of mobile phones that would be restricted to use more social media. I mean, that should only be used just to monitor the child and just staying in contact with the parents. So, in the last, we discussed that we should not give mobile phone to the children just to keep them busy. There are many other techniques and activities that can keep your children busy. So guys, if you are still watching it right now, do comment the name of your cell phone which you are using right now, and I would love to watch, to see, to read your comments. And thank you so much for supporting me up till now. Keep watching MG Vlogs. Thank you so much for all your feedback that enthusiasts my capabilities as well as my energy, and it helps me a lot to grow more and more as a YouTuber. Thank you so much for supporting and watching my videos and giving me a positive feedback as well. May God bless you. Stay tuned, keep watching MG Vlogs, and bye bye. Stay happy.